Here we go again! Sony have finally revealed the free games for us PlayStation Plus subscribers for the month of March 2021. Like always, we can download these games from the first Tuesday of the month, which is March the 2nd. You ready? Let's do this. I can't believe I'm saying this, but on PS4 in March, we can get our hands on one of last year's most anticipated games, Final Fantasy VII Remake. You've likely heard about the JRPG from back in 1997, and maybe you've played it too. The remake retells a portion of that story, but doubles down on the character development and story. The RPG elements remain key, but without a doubt, this is as much an action game as it is an RPG. Playing as Cloud Strife, we are recruited into Avalanche, a group facing off against the mega corporations in the world. You'll be blowing up a reactor or two and wielding a sword which is feasibly impossible to pick up. If you're worried about turn-based combat, don't be. Everything has been updated to allow for real-time action as our abilities build up before we can harness them, adding a different type of tactical play than simply spamming a button repeatedly. We aren't stuck to one character either. The party members can be switched to on the fly. If you're not too great with Barrett, you know, the guy with a gun for an arm, let the AI take over that person, which allows you to concentrate on the characters you prefer. Once you've been playing a few hours though, you'll be switching between everyone instinctively. Definitely give this a go, even if Final Fantasy games haven't been your jam in the past. I promise it's worth it. Game number 2 is here on the PS5. This is Marquette, a first-person puzzle adventure. How the heck can I explain this? Well, one example shows how the world is within a world. Here's a large block which requires moving, and to do that, the player uses a miniature model to move it. And voila! In the real world, the block has moved too. This goes further with a world inside a world inside a world. It's like Inception. After learning how things work in this environment, you'll be using different versions of each world to impact your progress, like using a key from the upper world to bridge across a gap in the current world. It's tough to explain in 60 seconds, but I think you get the idea. Marquette looks to test your logic thoroughly. Back over to the PS4 now, and Remnant from the Ashes. Another role-playing action game, but this one is much more shooter-based. The game is best described as a Soulstorm game, but with guns. Remnant is said to be a difficult game. In other words, Remnant will make you fail, and thus learn from your mistakes, and then adapt in your next encounter. Difficulty should be expected, so if you're here for games to chill out with, maybe avoid this one. Remnant utilizes randomly generated maps, which makes every encounter feel familiar, yet unique. And when coupled up with co-op play, this game is at its best. So to surmise, if you're looking for Dark Souls with guns, Remnant is the game for you. Game number 4 now, and holy heck, PSVR is getting some love. This is Farpoint. Back in 2017, this was revolutionary stuff, but 4 years later, it certainly feels old. We join the space adventure on a hostile alien planet, and we use an assortment of weapons and upgrades to fight off the locals, including a spider big enough to give you arachnophobia. In addition to that single player stuff, there is a co-op mode which adds much more replayability, and teaming up with a friend to strategize is great fun. I guess all we need now is a friend. Rip the dream. Keep in mind, Farpoint is a 2017 game, and I think you'll enjoy this. But wait, there's more! We have a sneak peek at April's PS Plus, with the confirmation that PS5 owners will receive Oddworld Soulstorm on the day it releases. That's April the 6th. I'll tell you more about that nearer the time, just thought I'd give you a heads up. And speaking of the PS5, remember last month's PS5 game is here for a second month, Destruction Allstars, a take on Destruction Derby, but with a twist. Okie dokie doo-doo, that's the games for the month. Like usual, sound off in the comments and please rate the month. I'm going to give this 8.7 out of 10. I don't know where that number came from. What do you say? I'm Adam from PlayStation Grenade. It's been a pleasure. I'll see you next time.